Hello everyone! We have the new year of 2025 ahead, and this year, well, it looks like it will be dramatically unpredictable and interesting. This year, long transiting planets Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus are shifting their signs and beginning the new cycles of new themes. So lots of changes and lots of new things coming out to the world. I will make a short overview of this year, mentioning the most important transits month by month, and I will pick one card for each month to help us to get a better overall picture of this particular period. So let's start by pulling cards for the first half of the year 2025. First month of the year, one of the most influential transits will be Mars transiting Leo and Cancer. It goes retrograde now and enters a sign of Cancer on January 6th and will stay there until the middle of April. Well, Mars in Cancer is not at home. It's a little bit confused and acts with a good dose of emotions. As is typical for the sign of Cancer, it is also prone to act indirectly, producing steam rather than firing direct flames of anger to the opponent. We may look overprotective in this period of Mars in Cancer, and over-defensive as well in that field of area where our Cancer sign in the natal horoscope is. The card of January is Knight of Swords, confirming the importance of the planet Mars and its potential, especially the first week of this year when we have an intensive Mars-Pluto aspect. Thus, this fighting spirit lies rather in words, communication, and intellectual matters, mental stimulation, thinking through and looking for the right words. That's the intention of the first month of the year 2025. The card of February is Ten of Wands. It shows that there will be feelings of heaviness, sometimes even with the possibility of burnout. Things will be not easy around us and probably in the whole world. We may realize that we have too many duties and too many challenges, and nothing changes even with the best efforts. In the second half of February, Mars starts to go direct, and although it still will be in Cancer, the direct motion of the planet will free the road to its goals and purposes. What we had thinking through last month, now it gets an opportunity to take the first steps forward. Mars still will be in Cancer. It still will be a feeling of some kind of mud around, but at least we will be able to see where we are moving. In the month of March, we will have a lunar eclipse in Virgo Pisces axis. That will give us the first impression of new cycle in this axis for the next 18 months. Some new things will start with this eclipse. Virgo and Pisces represent the opposition between the small and big, the daily things and things that are spiritual and transcendent. It is also our physical health versus our mental health. In March, we also have the finale of the previous cycle of eclipses in the axis of Aries and Libra. So, me versus other, us versus them. This cycle will reach its end. The card representing March is Hierophant. This card shows the connection between heaven and earth. It is the wisdom of the cosmos, the big, which is applied wisely on the small earthly matters. Everything has its role, from the tiniest bee to the great leaders of the world. We all have our parts to play. This eclipse season of Virgo and Pisces will be the reminder about small things in our life, our duties, and our responsibilities that are perhaps small and insignificant at first sight, but very important in the long run of our whole life. On the last days of March, Neptune enters Aries and starts 14-year transit in this sign. This marks the period of idolized heroism, the purpose to better know yourself and to become more self-aware. But also, it can bring the false pride of egotism and illusions that war can be somehow romantic. Neptune makes things go massive. It has no boundaries. So, if a new religion is born under Neptune, everyone follows it. We must be careful of ways of popularity of things, because they can seduce us like the sirens and then wash away without mercy when the illusions disappear. The card of April is Two of Cups. This card represents attraction and the bond between the two. Neptune, by its nature, is the whole, the transcendence, the one with no boundaries. And Aries, by its nature, is very ego-oriented. So that is two opposites, and there is always some kind of tension between opposites. We see man and woman in this card looking for the connection, for the bond, the unity. That is always a challenge to connect two opposites, but it is also the necessity under which the third can be born. Under the Neptune in Aries cycle, many new things, new religions, new projects will be born, and new chapters will begin, and we will start seeing the first seeds of it in the month of April. Saturn follows Neptune and enters Aries in May. Saturn in Aries is in its fall. Saturn feels uncomfortable here, but works super hard to prove that it can reach the heights of its aims. It is very focused on itself, sometimes even too much, so it finds it difficult to understand the rights of others and is prone to hurt the ones around. We see the card of broken heart here for the month of May. It represents separation and sorrow and some sort of suffering. We can experience a sense of betrayal. We may find ourselves distracted and easily distressed by opinions or judgments. But logic and objectivity are here to help. What pain the heart bears, the mind sees with clarity, finds solutions, and knows that it will pass. The close conjunction of Saturn and Neptune this time may bring the collapse of some stories and narratives that were escalated several years before. That will bring disappointment, although after the pain passes, we will see that some of these stories were false illusions. The reality sometimes is too painful, but with the acceptance also comes a new belief in the power of self. The belief that every single person is the main creator of his own life, not the other who easily promises wealth but vanishes as soon as it is time to keep one's promises. We end the first half of the year with Jupiter entering Cancer. It will spend about a year in this sign. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. It will make us more protective, more generous, nurturing, and more family-oriented. That will bring opportunities to increase our emotional intellect and deeper understanding of difficult family and relationship situations. Jupiter is the planet of wisdom, and when it's in Cancer, we are prone to seek this wisdom through our intuition, our past, and ancestors. The card of June is the Moon. The planet Moon rules Cancer, and it seems that the qualities of the sign will be highly activated this month. When we look at the Moon, we see the reflection of the sunlight. So this month, we will have plenty of opportunities to experience how our inner world is reflected by the events outside. Do our emotions and deepest fears crawl out of our dreams and imaginations like this crab out of the water? Will our past be catching us through the mirrors of the world events? Is there something deep that finally finds its way to our consciousness? By looking closely at our inner world, we will gain that inner wisdom that Jupiter in Cancer promises us the next year. I hope that it will bring peace within ourselves and at least some peace to the world as well.